In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Garmin Approach Z80 GPS and whether or not it's worth picking up or not. So what I'm going to be covering in this video are my first impressions after testing out this device, how it performed for me, who it's best for, who probably it wouldn't be best for, some pros and cons, and also where the best places to buy. So if you just are looking for the best and cheapest place to buy, I will leave a link down below in the description. And at the time of this video, that was the cheapest place we could find it, so you can go ahead and check out the current price if you want to go ahead and do so. But let's start with my first impression. So my first impressions with this rangefinder is it better be damn good with that kind of price tag on it. That's kind of the first thing I thought. It is expensive. It's a premium device, and if they're going to charge a premium price, it better be a premium quality thing, right? So it's pretty much the first rangefinder to not only use a laser to find the distance to whatever you pointed at, but it's also going to give you a 2D image of the hole with different distances mapped out on it. So it's going to show you pretty much distances to like the middle of the green, the back of the green, the front, different hazards, all that kind of stuff. So it kind of combines a laser rangefinder with a GPS, which is a pretty cool thing. But basically, when you point at your target, it's going to show you a virtual map of the entire hole. It's going to show you the distance to the target you pointed at, and it's also going to show you the distance to like the front, back, and center of the green, which is a pretty cool thing, right? So how did it perform, right? The whole idea of this device, is by having a rangefinder and GPS hybrid. It's pretty amazing, but did it actually perform? Because if it did, like, there's really no use for it at all. But the first few times I took it out, it took a little bit getting used to. But just like anything, anything else, that you've used for the first time, you're eventually going to get used to it, and that's pretty much what happened. But as for like the ease and use and accuracy and all that kind of stuff, it's been a lot better than I expected, and I'm super glad because of the price it's at. So overall, it did perform really well. It was accurate. It was easy to use after the first couple times, and all the new features on it is it's a pretty cool thing, as you can see in the picture there. You have whatever you pointed at, so it's like the 209 to the center of the green. It's going to show you the distance to the back, the front there, and then on the left it's going to show you a virtual map that's going to have different distances to different spots on the green, which is it's the first of its kind, and it's a pretty cool thing to have, and I definitely enjoyed playing with it. So who is it for, who's it not for? I would say it's a pretty simple answer to this question. If you're someone who golfs a lot and isn't really on a budget, this is probably one of the coolest things I've ever used and tested out, and I would definitely recommend it. But if you don't golf much, or you're kind of tight on a budget, don't even bother with this. I would just recommend going with something else that's going to be even like it's gonna be like 50, 60, 70% cheaper, and that's going to be completely fine for you. But as you can see on the right there in the image, it's going to show you the virtual map on the left. It's going to give you the numbers to the front, center, and back. It's going to give you whatever you pointed at. So it is a pretty cool thing, but I would only recommend it if you're someone who golfs a lot and you have the budget to spend on this. But let's cover some pros and cons. So it does give you the best features of both a rangefinder and GPS. So I did find it to be extremely accurate. Obviously, that's the main thing that you'd want this device for, so it's super important that it was accurate, and I found it to be extremely accurate, so I was pleased with that. And it gives pretty much all the information you're going to need out on the course. So it's going to show you distances to different layup spots, to different hazards, water, sand, all that kind of stuff, to the green, to the front, to the back. Pretty much all the information that you'd use a laser rangefinder or GPS for, it's going to give you that all in one device. So how about some cons? So it is an extremely, it is an expensive device, and not everyone can afford it. So that was kind of one, probably the biggest con of it was that. But it did took me a little bit of time getting used to it, but by like the second or third time, it was fine. Just like, any rangefinder or GPS or, new club, it's going to take you a few times to get used to it. And after that, it's going to be, relatively easy. And this definitely did take a little bit of getting used to, but, by the second or third time, it was, completely fine. So let's cover the breakdown. So performance, I'll give it a perfect 10. It performed just like you'd expect it to, just like you'd want it to. It was accurate, pretty easy to use after the first couple times, and it definitely performed very well. Price, I'll give it a 5. It is probably, I'm not exactly sure, but it's probably the most expensive, rangefinder or GPS unit on the market right now. So it is extremely expensive, and that's why I give it a 5. But it has ease and feel, I'll give it an 8. So at the start, it was a little bit difficult, but by the second or third time, It was pretty easy to use. You know, it was comfortable. You know, felt good. Pretty much, you know, navigating through it, you know, it's pretty easy, felt good, all that kind of stuff. So my personal score, I'll give it an 8, and that's pretty much, you know, I give it an 8 because of the price. If the price was cheaper, it would probably be, you know, easily a 9, maybe even a 10. But that's what I'll give my personal score. So is it worth it? You know, if you're, you know, contemplating whether or not you want to get like a GPS or a rangefinder, and you're not really worried about the price, this is going to be for you because it gives you the best of both devices. So it's a laser, which will give you the distance, and then it's also going to be like a GPS that's going to give you like a virtual view with different, you know, different hazards and different distances and all that kind of stuff. So it combines everything into one device, so you don't need to carry on two, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, it's expensive, but you know, everything it offers makes it one of the most coolest, you know, devices I've ever tested so far. So I definitely would recommend it if you're able to afford it. But the cheapest place I could find this product is in the description down below. So we left a link there. And at the time of this video, that was the cheapest place we could find it. So you can go ahead and check out the current price if you want to go ahead and do so. But I'll also throw together a bonus for you as well. So if you decide to get the product below, I will give you a free copy of the Consistency Report ebook. It's basically going to show you 7 shortcuts you can use to improve your ball striking and scores overnight. So these are just like 7 things that I learned from either taking lessons, you know, watching YouTube videos, or studying professionals, that I, you know, was able to improve my game basically. And I think they can improve your game as well. So simply, you know, purchase, send me an email with a screenshot of your receipt. I will leave that information down below, and I'll give you a free copy. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions or if you've actually used this device yourself, and yeah, let me know what you think. But that's going to be it for this video, and we will see you in the next one.